Hello. The 30th, Wednesday, 2018, and I'm going to be doing a full moon reading for you tonight. First, we're going to have a look at this book and read a passage. May the wisdom which this book I receive be beneficial for those that we give it to. Okay. I got my brother-in-law's music in the background. Action! I'm not wearing my glasses. When you have nothing else to do something. And the next one is decision making. When you've been thinking, you can come to some very important decisions. I hope I'm not too close to the camera, but I will be. Moving it back a bit. You just pause it for a second. Hello. I'll set up my altar. Sitting on a cushion. Next week, some bead work that I've been doing. This one's a maple fishing line. They're going to become part of the headband. And little cut things. I think we can put the crystal. That's another one. Okay. I'm listening to Rune's Way at the moment. Okay. I got my normal card. I don't know. I got myself a new camera, new phone. And I haven't recorded a video on my camera phone doing a card reading for a while. But no, I don't want to do it live because I can't, because I have it on the microphone stand. I've got my rainbow hat on today. Naruto badge. Leave it off. Okay. I'm taking my headphones. Oh, okay. I'm not going to read the cards up for you out. These are my favorite cards, as you can tell. With the wheels. Okay. I'm going to bring the camera over to my altar so you can see how I'm laying them out. Okay. Let's stick the cards. Okay. Go. Now, time to focus. You're going to do the 6-card reading as I normally do. Okay. 9 of Hearts. Oh, the wish. The wish card comes here. Oh, 6 of Hearts. Let's never move. With us, I don't. 8 of Clubs. Okay.
I always ask my mum to come in my readings, to help me with my readings, because she's the one, after all, who said I inherited everything. She said, really? Because I'm getting weaker? You're the one that's inheriting my powers? You're getting stronger? Yeah. Okay, here we have the reading. And, it's going to be a general reading. Ace of Diamonds in the middle. Well, it is a full moon tonight, 30th or 31st, so I could call that the full moon. And there's a lady sitting with the full moon. Well, I'm doing a reading with the full moon. So, she's a herbalist. When am I seeing herbalist? Okay. There's been what it just told me. I'm listening to myself in the mirror. Can you see me in the mirror? Here I am in the mirror. Oh, my camera's wonky. There I am. That's my new camera. And now I'm talking to myself in the mirror. Okay. Back to the cards. Well, to have these two cards come out to me, then that's like, there's, well, it's not, I can't say, it's like we've got very little money in the bank. I could say bankruptcy, and there's a business plan that failed. It's 87. Okay. To me, I find it's telling me there's a financial strain because this person who has wishful thinking. But the wishful thinking is a negative self indulgent. It's like a gambling situation. It's like they want to gamble something which you know is going to cause grief to this woman because she might be the one that holds the finances. She's the purse. This one I say sadness. It's always looking at me with a sad face. And then that could, so to me, I don't know, when you go through this is the moon romanticizing over Hmm. Man. Okay, let's see. What else? Diamonds. Oh, so it could be within a week or it happened within a year. I can see baggage, flight baggage. Oh, financially it became a burden. Let's see if anything happens with the. Oh, okay. I guess it's just like it was a burden to bear for a little while, but then in the end it becomes okay. The grief. It was like an experience that is not hold any grudges. As it was an experience, it didn't work because the wishful thinking at the time with someone was a bit careless with money spending. They didn't really put away for a rainy day. You know, you should always put money away. Like, don't lavishly spend on too many luxury items until I know what it's like to live on a shoestring budget, but sometimes there's little luxuries that you need just to get through it. I guess it's like going to the still having enjoyment with life without having to spend money. So you find little things to do, like going to the park and taking a picnic there, and oh God, I don't know. You live near water, you take a little hand line. I don't use fishing rods and don't like fishing rods. I like the old-fashioned fishing way with fishing line and catching whiting. Let's see, maybe it's just me. Maybe sometimes I gotta make a choice too. So let's have another little peek at the cards through the mythic tarot deck. I'm gonna pause it here while I shuffle. I'm back in front of the camera. I hope you can see me there. Now I'm doing the mythic tarot deck. I'll show you shuffling in my bed. And while I'm shuffling, I'm filling my coffee. My altar, I grew up being a lonely child, I guess. Long story short, I can't describe the spiritual knowledge that comes to me or how I use it or my magic. All I know is I manifest it in my house and the way I live and what I do with my garden, and
I put things in particular places around my house which is just astronomically aligned. I always readjust my house to the seasons, changing furniture around. And it's something, this is an unconscious thing. I look at it that way. It's sort of like I do it innately. It's something that came innate. Is that the right word for it? Innate? It's just something that naturally I did. And it just evolves. And I know I'm dyslexic because I had very much difficulty going through high school and primary school. Half the exams that I did were like, I do not understand the question. I guess reading was a difficulty too. And being obsessive compulsive perfectionist, I always correct myself now when I write. And I used to always rewrite everything that I wrote because I was too particular on my handwriting. I always have to be very neat in my books. And so if I was rewriting my homework or writing my schoolwork, I always, if I did a mistake or I didn't like the way I wrote it, I'd tear it out and start it all over again. So that's why I reckon I was a scribe in my past life, because I was so focused on the neatness of my writing. And yeah, through the years people always complimented on my writing. But then I got carpal tunnel, and I work very heavy with my hands too, so I'm a very heavy writer, and I write diagonally, so it's affected my wrist, basically. My wrist gets cramped and sore, and I better do this reading. And so my writing got a little bit messy, but I still... I'm going to read the three cards that dropped out. And bring you closer. And pause you first. Okay, yeah. So, and then these are the cards that dropped out. Page of Wands, okay. Talking about writing, this card tells me about being inspired, you know. Changes, yeah, changes. And the moon. So this tonight would represent a big change for someone. Someone needed some inspiration, and they needed to go through a really dark period in their life. Like what I just read in the cards, it's burden, financial and emotional. I think it's my mum named me Lily, and I always looked up the name really, what it really means and stuff. So I always thought like you grew out of the mud, you know, the muddy part of life, the really mud, the mud. Sometimes we fall back in the mud and we get all dirty and muddy, and we just go and rise up through all that motion shit again through the water. Just rise above it again, just so you're not touching the water. Enlightened, above it, risen. The moon. I've always been there in Luna. And, well, it's Sagittarian moon tonight, I heard on the grapevine. And so if it's Sagittarius, it's Gemini. Sun was just moving into Gemini. Gemini. My dad was a Gemini. So my son's a Sagittarius, hey? Okay, what one is this one? Seven of Swords, okay. It's like a theft in the night. The shadow. Look at the shadow. Can't wait.
Can you see the shadow? Shadows talking. The moon reflecting purple robe. So the shadows, it's like the dark night of the soul too. There's the shadows and stabbing him in the dark, like haunting nightmares. But the path is illuminated by the light of the moon, so it's an unconscious thing. So it's like it could be an insomnia sort of, or they suffer pain. They have pain, and they keep it secret, and they're more like a moonlighter, and they moonlight. So they're more like a night owl. Or, yeah, they like to be around the dark. That's a Scorpion card. That's a Cancer card. Okay, 7. I'll pull out one more. Okay, the moon's looking at me like, 2 cards up. I see it's more to do with the night and dreams. Worry. Yeah, worry. Worry, Magician. Oh, okay. It's just. It's like, when you have, I know people have tsunami dreams, when you're out at sea and the ocean gets pretty rough. It's like being out at the sea, on the sea, and it's really dark out. The moon's on the ocean, you can just see land on the horizon. We get seasick in small boats. And okay, let's see what the dolphin cards. Sorry, it's not a very positive reading, but you got to be honest when you read cards. You can't tell a lot of bullshit, But this month, or maybe until the next full moon, maybe some people will go through a bit of a dark period within themselves. Going through their shadow self, I guess, that stab them in the back, They're stabbing themselves in the back, really, in the shadow. They're doing themselves more harm by carrying negative thoughts. And forgiveness is a very hard thing to do for people, I think. Because I learned how to forgive, and it sort of releases that burden that I see in, worthiness. Do you feel worthy to be forgiven? Well, everyone is worthy to be forgiven, but except for some monstrosities that humans can do, the inhumane things that you can only contemplate on with the moon worthiness. Know that you deserve to receive good in all ways. So, okay. Worthiness, I'll do it to free 6 card reading. can see if it all ties in together, eh? Get a bit Aussie accent. Alchemy. You have the Midas touch right now. In every project you begin, it turns to gold. I used to call my kids the minus touch because everything they touch used to break. But yeah, just hopefully it's not that. Music for manifestation. To manifest rapidly, think of your desire while you chant, hum, sing, or play music. Oh, okay. What just came to me is someone hasn't been able to pay their rent because they haven't had a job. And so far you've been having to carry that burden by paying that person's rent. But eventually, the burden can, once they feel that they're worthy enough to get a job, all they have to do is find the right way to sell the alchemy of themselves, the music of themselves, find it in their music, probably they're a musician, I don't know, but music is good manifestation for changing your moods, really. Like, I can use music to go through different vibrations of my whole body, like if I really want to get into the deep, dark parts of my lower base chakras and get into the hounds of hell. I think I listen to those deep musicians that really put you into the denser chakras. And then when I want to get back up to my higher self, I listen to spirituality, hey? Don't mock it. People are all different and we're all crazy with it. If you don't know how to have fun with your spirituality, then you're somehow dead. Wait, okay, there's a time period of waiting, yes, we've been reading that. I don't even know how long this video is going to be, and I hope it records all of it. Set your sights higher. So you haven't really been thinking really positively. You've been thinking negatively because of those 7 of Swords that have been burdening you in your shadow self. It's a shadow aspect of yourself that you need to look into to find what's really hindering your progress. Okay, there's a helpful person. Maybe I'm hitting the nail on the head with something I'm saying here, but if it resonates with you, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay, I'm going to catch my breath. See, I've got a Mercury finger. See, cockatoo bit me on this finger, so I'm a messenger. I'm meant to be a messenger, so I repeat what I hear. If it's a message from the angels and the gods, and I hear it on the grapevine, and I'm meant to pass it on, I'll pass it on. And, soulmate relationship. Okay. Sometimes it's like what I said. I've had a very lonely life. And it's really hard to do things on your own. I know what it's like to sort of get, like I've been with my kids in this house for 7 years and I've done it basically on my own. And my sisters help me here and there, and my brother, I hardly see him, but my younger sister lives up north and she's running a business. And so, yeah, even through life, even before I even met my son's fathers, I was always a loner. So, yeah, and I was a very cruel person as well. I had bad problems with my anger and change. Bliss change, okay. Maybe just stagnated for a little bit. It was a period of stagnation. You're in the mud for a while, and you had to go through all your emotions. This is the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is going through your shadow self with the 7 sins, I guess, of yourself. The things that you hate about yourself, where you need to forgive yourself, because sometimes you can lose your worthiness by just looking back at who you were in your past, but you're not that person anymore. So there's a benefit of the doubt for some people that allow change for. Like, not everyone's going to be an evil person. There's always something divine that intervenes between, that changes that person, that brings the soulmate, the raising of the kundalini up to a higher self from a lower self. You know, it's the yin and yang, and to cross that line, it doesn't take you the whole circle to get around. You just have to jump over and your life's changed. Okay, and have faith. You know, you already know what it's like to go through the dark period of your life, and you know how to create yourself a heaven in your life. Now you've gone through hell, you know what hell's like. Stay optimistic. Okay, now I'm going to have a little rant now from reading what I read. I guess I'll have to relate back to my own path too, from the bad aspects of yourself to the good aspects of yourself, and where you've lost your temper and you're going psychotic and you've hurt a lot of people along the way. And but you're not that person anymore, because you've had a epiphany, a self-discovery, something through your darkness, something came to you through your darkness, and it was that seed that brought new life back into you, and you just had to get yourself out of the mud. Have faith. You know, I do believe in Jesus, but it's also a spiritual thing that you go through, other than a physical thing. And, yeah. Let's say, that's my little closing off the reading. I usually play tambourine, but saying good night to the spirit, and thank you for helping me with the reading. I hope it resonates with someone. If it doesn't, don't worry. It's just something I like to do for fun, so don't take it seriously. But yeah, to put it all together, yeah, it's really up to the person who ever goes through their dark side of their soul, their shadow selves. We all got it in us, you know. We all reflect it in the mirror of ourselves with our attitude towards other people. Like if you hate something, like a particular religion, your anger towards it is just no different to what you're hating, because you're manifesting that hate through yourself, projected through yourself, and reflected on them like a mirror of your own thoughts, which you are creating in yourself. Because to you, it's really an illusion of your own perceptions to someone else's perceptions. Everything is a different thought pattern and belief. And there's a little thing that my friend told me before I turn it off. When you meet someone that you know, always meet them without any full conversation. Like, if you've had a conversation before, forget all the conversations you had before with them, and meet them with a new, fresh face, like you're talking to them for the first time. If that makes sense. So you're not carrying any previous conversations, like a luggage saying, okay, I haven't seen you for a few weeks. How was your, how was the, how was the convention? How did that go? And that's sort of like going back into the past, into the present, where you're not in the past anymore, so you just want to talk about what's present with you now. Like, how are you going? What you're up to now? Not what you've been up to. What are you doing? What's your future plans? Not, oh, I want to gossip about you. I want to know everything that you've done in the past week so I can have something to talk about with someone else. Because my life hasn't got anything to chat about, because my life is so boring I have to live it off someone else. So every time I see someone, I have to gather in all this information so I've got something to talk about to someone else, because I've got nothing to talk about, because I always talk too much, especially when I'm around people. Other than that, I'm a very quiet person. And what you get out of my mind is how I think 24/7. Okay, bye.